All right. My name is Becca Carmick. I'm a senior at San Jose State University and currently the student organization outreach intern with the Office of Sustainability. We are hosting this event to give organizations on campus the opportunity to get involved with sustainability related student organizations this semester, despite the current circumstances of being online. As I said, we're from the Office of Sustainability. Chelsea, if you would like to switch to the slide for the Office of Sustainability. So thank you for coming to this event. You can get involved with the Office of Sustainability this spring, subscribing to our newsletter on our website, following us on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook to get all the latest information on what we're doing. This spring, we'll be having lots of virtual events. We'll be hosting Sustainability Challenge for the month of March, along with several other programming initiatives and celebrating Campus Earth Month in April. So make sure if you are interested, you follow us on social media to get involved. And we have a variety of student organizations here today. Next slide, please. I'd like to take a quick moment to, Jocelyn could not be here today, unfortunately, to introduce the AS Director of Sustainability, Jocelyn Jones-Trammell. She has office hours Tuesday and Wednesday from 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Please let her know in advance if you will be attending her office hours. And a bit about Jocelyn is she is the Director of Sustainability and works to continually improve the quality of educational opportunities and experiences. She encourages fellow students to live sustainability and to advocate for environmental justice. And she raises and addresses and reports on issues pertaining to the campus, the surrounding community, and the nearby region or global environment. And next up will be the Veg Club. Unfortunately, the Veg Club representative could not be here. Their president is Maya Paulo. She asked me to speak on her behalf. And the Veg Club is a recognized student organization that promotes vegan, plant-based lifestyles and animals' rights through a variety of activities such as biweekly meetings, volunteering on or around campus, tabling and gardening. Veg Club also aims to be a safe space and community for vegan and plant-based students, those who are interested in transitioning into a plant-based lifestyle, as well as those who are respectfully interested in veganism and animal rights. If you are interested or anyone is interested in the Veg Club, please reach out to their contact information provided. And next up will be She's the First. She's the First is a nonprofit organization that fights gender inequality through education. The organization's stated mission is a world where every girl chooses her own future. They do fundraisers and collect funds to sponsor girl groups, education in developing countries, and strive to build a strong female community on campus. And if they're able, would the representative from She's the First be able to speak on that a little bit more? I'm not sure if they are in attendance just yet. So if they do show up at a later time, we're happy to have them speak on that. Would you go to the next slide? And the Women Wellness Club. So the Women Wellness Club is strives to promote to all students various ways to achieve the many forms of wellness, from financial wellness to physical wellness. It is especially important as college students during these difficult times. Would the Women Wellness representative please be able to give a little more information about that or speak on that? I believe they might also be late to this. That's all right. And the next slide. Awesome. Braven Guadalupe here is Freya from Braven. If you would love to share about what Braven is and what they do on campus.
Yeah, hi everyone. So my name is Lupe. I'm the PMR for Braven. So Braven is a nonprofit that is partnered with San Jose State. It is offered as a course, a 3-unit elective. And what Braven does is ensures that whether you're the first in your family or the fifth, you have the skills and network necessary to land a strong job after graduation. I came in as a transfer student, also in first gen, low income. So I really wasn't sure how to land internships and how to prepare myself for life after graduation. To be honest, I didn't even know that that was something I had to do until I took Braven. So Braven, the way that the way that Braven sets this up to make sure that students are successful is they partner up with well-known companies in the Bay Area like Facebook, LinkedIn, Google, Adobe, and then you get partnered with a leadership coach who you work with throughout the entire semester. My coach was from Facebook, and her name was Julia. And then they basically help you out with your resume, your cover letter. We also do mock interview nights, which is we host a night with partners such as, I think for mine it was PayPal, where we practice our interviewing skills. So we go in there and we do like 3 rounds of interviews as if we're applying for a job, and then get feedback on like what we can do better. We also connect with recruiters and talk about what they're looking for in applicants and what can increase our students' chances of SJH students' chances of getting jobs within those fields that they're interested in. Yeah, so I'm gonna post something in the chat, which is just like my information and a little video that you guys can check out later about Braven. Should you guys have any questions about it, feel free to contact me. I'm more than happy to share about my own experience with the program. And I think that's it.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. I did Braven and it was a great experience. So I can speak to that. It was very fun and a great career experience. They helped me so much. So thank you for sharing.
Yay. Glad to hear that, Rebecca.
Yeah, it's very true. All right. And moving on to the next slide as well, which would be outdoor adventures. I know we have Tony from Outdoor Adventures to speak a little bit about what they're doing both online and actively. So Tony, would you like to share?
Great, perfect. I'm going to share my screen while I chat. So just give me a second here. Alrighty. So I have a little slideshow going on with just some pictures, but hi everybody, my name is Tony and I oversee the outdoor adventures and climbing programs at Spartan Recreation. The motto of our program is Wander, Connect, Grow. So in addition to wandering through beautiful parks and forests and beaches, we connect with those places and we connect with the students and each other, and growing your skill sets in outdoor activities such as backpacking and surfing, learning about the places we visit, and growing as a leader. So in general, we organize these wilderness outings to explore the beautiful places in California has to offer, such as the coastal redwoods of Big Sur and Santa Cruz to the granite cliffs and waterfalls of Yosemite. In normal times, we run about 9 to 12 off-campus trips per semester. But currently we are offering a series of educational virtual programs such as tours of California's parks, how to use a map and compass, and how to plan your own trips if you want to go out there safely and comfortably with your friends on your own. The individuals who lead these trips are a combination of students, professional guides, local experts, and basically all these people are just like really passionate about the outdoors and can't wait to share their passion, excitement, and knowledge with you. So how's our program tied to sustainability? So first and foremost, we connect students to places. And when students develop these connections, they're more likely to care about the preservation of these places. So for example, when we go outdoor rock climbing, students will remember certain things about those experiences. So, you know, even if they forget how to tie a knot, like they'll remember a lot about that first time that they went climbing outside. You know, who they were with, if they felt supported, what the weather conditions were like that day, and even the contours of the rock itself. And then, you know, the first thing that people do when they get back home is they start to share the stories. They share the stories of their friends and families, whether it's by word of mouth or, you know, what they post on social media. And these stories inspire them to want to go back, in addition to inspiring others to visit these places as well. And then, you know, whenever there's an important environmental issue, such as, you know, what's going on in Bears Ears or Grand Staircase National Monument, you know, right now, or all the pipelines in Alaska, you know, people who have visited and connected with the outdoors in these places are more likely to step up and say something and fight for their preservation. But, you know, on our trips, we keep sustainability in mind, even on the smaller scale, such as, you know, teaching students about leave no trace principles. So they leave the environments the same, if not better than how they found it. We encourage students to borrow clothing and equipment from friends or buy from a thrift store as opposed to buying new, to reduce the capitalist footprint in addition to saving them money. And we also take the time to repair our own equipment and gear as opposed to buying new whenever possible. So we find creative ways to recycle it properly. So anyways, we have our website, and I'm just going to kind of pull this over here as well right now. SpartanRecreation.com/adventures. You can find all of our upcoming programs on there. Right now we have the programs for March posted, but we have some fun Earth Week and Earth Month programs in the works that will be posting up there later on. And if you're interested, and getting involved with us, I'll share our website and everything in the chat. But we have these trips. If you're interested in becoming a leader at our climbing wall on campus or leading the trips off campus, you can shoot us an email and we'll let you know the next time we're hiring. And if you'd like to collaborate with the program on us, we'd also be happy to work with you. So I'll go ahead and put that information in the chat. But otherwise, thank you for your time. And yeah, look forward to chatting with you all in a bit.
Thank you. And we'll take a moment to go back to our PowerPoint. And next up, we have the Rotaract Club. And if the Rotaract Club would like to speak about their programming in just a moment.
Hello, guys. Can I just share my screen? I have a small presentation as well.
Yes, you can go right ahead. I believe you should be able to now.
So I'm the treasurer of the Rotaract Club at San Jose State, and we have just been recognized, but we already had two big events with speakers. And so what San Jose State does is we are a group of students that wants to contribute to the community through volunteer work. We are focused on finding innovative solutions to the most challenging problems, like climate change, poverty, homelessness. But we have started with sustainability projects. And we are also gathering more members to work. So we are having speakers, events about sustainability. These are our officers. And the last event we had was with Serena Mao, which we talked about circular economy, social responsibility, and justice, and it was really interesting. And our first project was with Dr. Elizabeth Bagley, which we talked about the project Drawdown and how to reach zero greenhouse gases on the atmosphere. Yeah, right now we are starting with some other projects about sustainability through playing free rice and also gathering more members. And also we have a recycling and cleaning project. And we are planning on Earth Day projects as well. And this is our contact. And if you have any questions, I will also send our information on the chat. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you for sharing that. And thank you, Chelsea. Next, we'll be having Divest CSU speaking about their initiatives.
That's me. Hi, everyone. I've really enjoyed listening to all these presentations so far, and I'm excited to put a few words in about Divest CSU. So I'm really excited to be here. My name's Lisa, and I'll start with something that most people don't know about San Jose State, and that is that San Jose's endowment, called the Tower Foundation, as well as other university financial accounts, have millions of dollars invested in fossil fuel companies. And it's really hard to believe, but in spite of the threat of climate change and the urgency of acting as swiftly as possible, every campus in the CSU, besides Chico, thinks it's morally okay to be financially supporting and buying into coal, oil, and gas, even as we see climate change impacts accelerate in our own state. So we are a group of students asking, if now isn't the time to divest from fossil fuels, when is? Especially since the UC system divested from fossil fuels in 2020. You may have heard the news that last month, USC divested their $6 billion endowment from fossil fuels. And just yesterday, it was announced that because of a long-running student campaign, Rutgers University in New Jersey committed to divesting as well. The fossil fuel divestment movement is here and growing at a record pace. And as it turns out, hundreds of universities across the country and globe have started fossil fuel divestment campaigns. Now it's a time for San Jose and all CSU campuses to join the push. If it seems wrong to you that our schools are trying to make money from these companies and that a portion of all donations to San Jose State support an industry that threatens our future and want to do something about it, this group is for you. Fossil fuel divestment campaigns only win with a lot of students and a lot of pressure. And so that is why we're building this coalition. We are students from Cal Poly SLO, Pomona, Monterey Bay, San Marcos, Channel Islands, SAC, SF, and we are trying to expand even more. We have a lot of goals and ideas and are welcoming anyone who wants to reach them with us. If you are looking for an action-oriented group where you can see your time making a difference, this is the group for you. In fact, we have opportunities for you to make a difference next week and the week after by joining our crew to give a public comment at the CSU Board of Trustees and the CSU Foundation Governing Board, urging them to divest from fossil fuels. And if you have no idea what these are, you are just as welcome. We will explain. Come join us. The last thing I'll say is that when you buy a stock, you are betting on that company becoming more relevant, more needed, expanding their business and making more profit. Otherwise, you wouldn't bother. But the issue, as I'm sure that many of you know, is that if fossil fuel companies expand in the next 10 years, we are seriously dooming ourselves to the most destructive impacts of climate change. We are calling for divestment due to the fact that the long-term success of fossil fuel companies is incompatible with a just future, and due to the financial sensibility of doing so. Basically, it will save us money also. And that money is used for scholarships, like funding research, funding new programs for the school, all sorts of stuff. Everyone in the university community benefits when the endowment does better. So fossil fuel divestment is a win-win, and really we can't afford not to. If this strikes a chord with you in any way, please reach out and join our Slack, join our email list. I'll put those links in the chat and follow us on Instagram as well. We would love to have you. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. And we have the Climate Reality Project up next as well. Bill, I believe you're on mute. There we go.
Good. I mute myself because I have a clock that makes a lot of noise on the hour, and we're not there near that yet. But I was just saying that it's fitting that we follow, Lisa, because we totally support, obviously, everything she said in the Climate Reality Project. The reason why this old guy, is talking to you is because we're in the process of starting a club. Starting a student club. And so I just wanted to tell you what we're about. We have 4 students lined up, but obviously we're looking for a lot more. Climate Reality, what we're talking about is a campus core at San Jose State, similar to the campus core groups that are at Berkeley right now, at UC Santa Cruz and at Santa Clara. The objective of the club is basically to educate students on the scientific facts behind the climate crisis, provide them with tools to become climate reality leaders. We need you, and to discuss and implement solutions about, regarding the climate crisis. And that's where, sustainability comes in, because we're talking about sustainable practices. I mean, the solution to the climate crisis and sustainability are one and the same. Renewable energy, less waste, native landscaping, reforestation, they're all part of the solution to the problem of the climate crisis. And just as a little bit background, the climate crisis I got involved in it after I retired because I was looking for, well, what else can I do now that I'm retired from teaching at San Jose State, where I taught now for 25 years. And it's like the climate crisis, threw itself out there in front of me as what they call the existential threat of our time. And I thought, what the heck does that mean? Well, it means that it threatens our existence. Okay, so that's, I think, a clearer way of making that statement. And the crisis is much greater than COVID. Not everybody gets COVID, and now there's a vaccine, but everybody will be affected by climate change, and there is no vaccine for climate. The planet is warming due to the creation and burning of fossil fuels. I mean, that's the main issue here. And they're releasing heat trapping greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, and that's causing the planet to warm. And if you don't believe that, 6 of the last 6 years are the hottest years on record. 19 out of the last 20 are the hottest years on record. And we're going back to the Industrial Revolution, the late 1800s. And the warming climate the warming of the planet is causing climate change. Okay, we're going to look at hotter hots, colder colds, more frequent climate related disasters. You say, well, how can a warming planet cause cold? You've been reading in the paper what happened in Texas. It actually is due to the polar vortex and the jet stream sending cold air down. Normally it stays, when it behaves itself in the north, but hot air from like Siberia is pushing that jet stream, making it go lower and lower into the US. And hence, all the rhetoric about Texas also, we're not prepared. No one was really talking about the cause and why that cold hit there. And the cause is climate change, okay? How do we experience it here in California? Well, 2020 just happened to be the worst fire season on record, over 4 million acres burned. We're seeing more frequent droughts. In fact, we're in one right now, even though it was raining this morning. 2020 was the worst hurricane season on record with 20 named hurricanes. We're looking at record temperatures around the world. So, I mean, the evidence is all around us. I don't think I have to say any more other than it's only going to get worse if we don't do anything about it. So, why am I bringing this back to San Jose State? Because it's your future. It's your future that's at stake here. And I implore you to join the Climate Reality Campus Corps, where you can learn all about the science behind climate change and why it's real. And then to talk to you about the solutions to the problem. There are many, they exist, and you need to be educated about that. And then what you can do individually and collectively to make a difference. So, we're going to encourage you to become climate activists, and that doesn't mean you necessarily that you run around campus with placards, but that would be nice too. But to basically not ignore the problem, to become active in terms of what you can do about the problem. Doing nothing is exactly what the fossil fuel industry wants you to do, okay? And that's why they spend billions of dollars every year creating dissonance, trying to muddy the waters. And so they're hoping that people won't do anything because that plays right into what they want. And what we're trying to encourage you to do is become active in this, because you can't let them win this one, because it'll be your loss. And that's something that, now as my passion in life, why am I doing this? Because my children, my grandchildren, all future generations, you guys are all going to suffer if we don't do anything about it. So, that's what my passion is right now. That's what I want to do, is start this campus corps here on San Jose State campus and get you all involved. So my contact information is there. If you're interested, please email me, let me know that you're interested, and I will add you to the group. We have students right now from geology, from meteorology, from communications, from business. So, we've already got a number of schools covered, and we'd like to get obviously a lot more. So give me a call or write me an email. Let me know that you want to get involved. And if you have questions, we'll answer them later. Thanks, Becca.
Thank you. All right. And lastly, we also have our Environmental Resource Center. And I know Caitlin is here to speak on that.
Hi, I want to say thank you to everybody who presented. It's so nice to see some new faces that I haven't seen before in campus sustainability. I am the director of the Environmental Resource Center, and we are an organization that's been around since 1970 on at SJSU. And this semester we switch up every semester doing 3 different groups, and there are 3 different groups within ERC are kind of what we focus on our projects. And we've had to change a lot, of course, with the online format, but we still have we talk about activism, and we talk about how we can better make the SJSU more sustainable. And so our groups are Take Back the Tap, which focuses on eliminating single-use plastic water bottles and focusing on reusable water bottles. We have Bring Back Bees / Native Planting Group. It's a long name, I know. And we are focused on bringing back beehives to campus. They were here a few years ago, 5 to 10 years ago. I'm not sure. And, kind of interest and the work for the bees kind of ran out. So we want to bring them back. And to do that, to support the bees, we are doing a native planting project. And so the group is choosing native plants to go in this one particular spot. I believe it's near Tower Hall. Yeah. I haven't been to campus in a long time, so I don't quite remember. And so that will happen in April. And speaking of April, we also have an Earth Day group, and they will be planning all of the online Earth Day events. The only in-person Earth Day event will be the native planting, and we'll have a lot of content on our Instagram, as well as we're going to try to reach out to teachers as well to get the word out about our Earth Day content. And each of the 3 groups is creating a website pertaining to their group, an informational webpage. So yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Caitlin. And our last slide will be our concluding slide. I'd like to take a moment to thank you all for coming together and creating this resource for students to get involved. We will be sharing all these resources to the students at SJSU, and I hope to be able to work, or my office and I hope to be able to work with all of you in the future. And again, we thank you for all your work making this campus a sustainable place and an inclusive place. So thank you for your time. I will stop the recording in just a moment. And before I do, are there any questions or things we would like to add? And we will also, as Debbie said, we will add you to our website as well. She included that in the chat. So are there any questions before we conclude? Any comments? All right, thank you all so much. I will